Welcome back everyone, this is the 19th episode of my Dragon Age Origins hardcore 100% playthrough. In this video my goal is to get to the dragon treasure in the Bercillian forest, because it has a few useful items and a lot of gold. I need the gold because I want to buy the Spell Ward amulet, which gives you 30% magic resistance, and without it I don't think there is any hope for us to make it through the Circle Tower. So right now I'm trying to build up enough money to buy the amulet so that we can finally go to the tower.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Currently, I think the best bet here is to go to the Bercillian forest, otherwise we would have to fight Jarvia or start Redcliffe, which I prefer not to because I really want to keep most of the townsfolk alive, and there is no way of doing that at this level.
What was that soup you made for supper last night?
Oh, that's a traditional Ferelden lamb and pea stew. Do you like it?
Oh, so it was lamb then. It had a certain texture I don't normally associate with lamb.
They didn't make lamb and pea stew for you in Lothering?
We ate simply there. Whole grains made into biscuits or bread, and vegetables from the garden, cooked lightly. No heavy stews.
Ah, so the last lamb you had was probably cooked Orlesian style. Food shouldn't be frilly and pretentious like that. Now, here in Ferelden, we do things right. We take our ingredients, throw them in the largest pot we can find, and cook them for as long as possible until everything is a uniform grey colour. As soon as it looks completely bland and unappetizing, that's when I know it's done.
You're having me on.
Ha! You need to eat in more Ferelden inns.
It seems the Keeper has charged you with a difficult task. Do you feel up to it? I am glad to hear that, Lethalon. Surely the Creators have directed you to us. That one of our own people comes to us in our hour of need gives us great comfort. You will find yourself welcome here.
The werewolves in the forest are definitely less dangerous than the ones in the ruins. For example, they do not have Overwhelm and most of the werewolf skills. So in my opinion, the most dangerous enemies are gonna be the Silvans. They have an extremely unfair attack called Roots, which basically paralyzes your entire party and damages them over time. The damage is physical, so armor does reduce its effectiveness, but on characters with low armor like Morrigan or Leliana, it can be extremely dangerous. So when they are alone, all we have to do is just take them down before they can use Roots. When they are grouped together, we have to make sure that we don't aggro more than 2 at a time. Of course my character and Alistair are gonna be fine, but Leliana and Morrigan, there is no way they can survive 3 Roots. Oh, and Roots also has a massive range, so there's no point in keeping your squishy party members at a distance. Obviously, since Silvans are made of wood, they have a minus 50% fire resistance, so chucking some fire bombs at them also works wonderfully. These werewolves in the forest, they usually spam Terrorize, which is a self-buff/debuff, because it gives them 5 attack, 2 damage, and minus 10 defense. Other than this, the only ability they seem to keep using is Frenzy, which is basically 4 quick hits.
Going.
And there it is, the perfect demonstration why we can trigger 3 Silvans at a time. As you saw it, 1 Roots took away 1/3 of Morrigan and Leliana's health.
Now we go.
Roots has to be one of the worst creature skills right next to Overwhelm, but at least you can escape Overwhelm if the creature is dead. Roots will continue to hold the party until its duration ends, even if the Silvan is dead.
How odd. A camp with no campers, complete with fire and warm blankets. Rather inviting, would you not say?
We stand in the infamous abandoned camp in the Bercillian forest. The trick here, of course, is to leave immediately.
We going? My feet are so sore. If we're careful, we could use this camp, couldn't we? Could it be that bad?
A hungry spirit luring those who pass to their rest and their doom. One might wonder how it learned this trick. No matter, it shall prey on no one else.
So in case you don't know, the more things you touch here in the camp, the harder it is for you and your team to resist the spirit's spell. If you examine everything, your entire party will fall unconscious except the one with the highest willpower. If you don't have anyone with high willpower, your whole team will die. However, there's a misconception that you can't do this solo. That is not true, you just have to use the same trick. Leave immediately.
What manner of beast be thee that comes before this elder tree? Ah, yes, I remember thee. Long ago, the elves roamed free, their numbers few and passing fast, until one eve we saw their last. Allow me a moment to welcome thee. I am called the Grand Oak, sometimes the Elder Tree.
It rhymes? 'Tis a rhyming tree. One can only imagine what manner of spirit is involved here.
And unless thou think'st it far too soon, might I ask of thee a boon? I do not know. Why dost thou not? Thy words seem plain, a mundane lot. Perhaps a poet's soul's in me. Does that make me a poetry? It was but a simple jest, a jibe to entertain my guest. I have but one desire, to solve a matter very dire. As I slept one early morn, a thief did come and steal an acorn. All I have is my being, my seed. Without it, I am alone indeed. I cannot go and seek it out, yet I shall die if left without. My wooden skin has some magic, see, and part of it I can give to thee. The forest would see thee as a tree, and so no harm would come to thee. Wilt thou then perform the task? Wilt thou save me, as I ask? Go to the east to find this man. I shall await. Do what thou can.
In order to get to the upper ruins, we need to find a way to pass a magical barrier. There are only two ways to do this. One solution is to help the oak getting his acorn back from the hermit. That way he will give us his branch, and with it we can pass through the barrier. The other solution is to kill the oak for the hermit. Then we can bring some werewolf pelt to him, which he will turn into a magical werewolf pelt that will also let us pass through the barrier. The elite Silvans are even more dangerous than the normal ones. As you can see, the Roots ability doesn't take away 1/3 of Morrigan's health, it takes away half. This is one of the more dangerous parts of the forest. There are 3 Silvans here, so as I said before, we cannot trigger all of them, otherwise Morrigan and Leliana are pretty much toast. So we will aggro 2, kill them, and then wake the 3rd. Let me just use a good old firebomb. 116 damage. See? That's what you get with minus 50% fire resistance. Very nice. Now we can trigger the 3rd. Following this path will lead us to a couple of werewolves and Danyla, Athros' wife, who also turned into a werewolf.
Yes. Yes.
So the girlfriend has leveled up. which means that since we have device mastery already, from now on everything goes on dex for her. We also pick up suppressing fire, so the next time she levels up, she can already get scatter shot.
Please, help. Listen. I am not the mindless beast I appear to be. I am cursed, turned into this creature. The curse, it burns in me. I fled into the forest. The werewolves, they took me in, but I had to return. I had to.
Careful. These werewolves might have laid a trap for us or something. You never know.
You are Baelish. I am as well. Or I was. Until my change. Please, tell me. Have you seen my clan? Yes. Just scant days ago. So, you know what happened to us. No, I cannot be healed. Not even by magic. Please, you must listen. My name is Danyla. My husband, he is called Athras. Please, you must bring him a message.
Oh, the poor woman, she's in such pain.
The staff I wear. Bring it to him. Tell him I love him. Tell him I am dead and with the gods. I beg you. Thank you. Thank you. I only want him to be at peace. He is a good man. Oh, the pain. The curse is fire in my blood. Please, hand it for me. Hand it quickly. Magic will not work against the curse. Ah, you must end it. Gods, bless you.
Okay, let me just quickly go back to Athras and tell him that his wife turned into a werewolf. Returning to the West Brecilian forest will also add new enemies, which is pretty good because we can have more XP. Very good, so we also leveled up. Everything goes on dex as usual. But as for talents, there's really nothing I would pick right now, so I will just save the point for later.
Anathara, friend. It is good to see another of the wandering clans. Where is your clan now, if I might ask? I see. I am glad you have become part of such a respectful organization as the Grey Wardens, however. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Bercillian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me. Of course, my friend. May the creators watch over your journey.
If Morrigan is in the party, she will lose approval, because of course she does. Any act of kindness for Morrigan is like, what is that weak shit? So let's just get her out.
Is there something else you needed of me? By the creators. Danyla's scarf. Zathrian said she was killed by the same curse plaguing the others. Where is she now? So I was right. But what became of her? She told you that? Yes. That is what she would do. Then, it is over. I should be thankful, I think. At least she is at peace now. You have been most kind, my friend. Here, take this amulet. I hope it is worth something to you as a reward. Now I should go and make arrangements. I must mourn my wife as is proper. Dareth Shiral. Fare you well.
Goodbye, Commander Shepard. I mean, Atris.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So let's just get back out there because we still have a lot of things to do. Here I decided to show what happens if you try to approach the magical barrier.
Wait. We are back at the beginning of the path. The forest, it seems, does not wish us to reach wherever the path leads. How protective.
We're back here again. So, what do we need to do? Is it magic that is keeping us from getting through the path?
Yep, that's a good guess. So let's just talk to the hermit. Turning left here will lead us to some Tevinter ruins, guarded by 2 ogres, so we just have to make sure we don't get grabbed.
Was there a city?
Them off.
Let's have at it!
Who eats?
Let's get the story!
Lost me and you shall pay. Make a preserver.
Touching this tombstone would wake up the corpses around this area, and it would also spawn a revenant who holds one of the pieces of the Juggernaut set. But we are most definitely not ready for that fight, so I will just come back later to kick its ass. And there is the Mad Hermit.
Oh dear, oh dear. Not a werewolf and not a spirit even. What are the woods coming to? Mayhap I did and mayhap I didn't. Have you come to claim it back? Oh, what fun. But we are getting ahead of ourselves already. Ask a question and you'll get a question, but give an answer and you'll receive the same. Oh, I do so love to trade. Wouldn't I have to ask you a question first? Would you know a question if it was asked? I don't know. Are you mocking me? But those are the rules. A question for a question, an answer for an answer. Were you not listening?
Be cautious. This is no ordinary madman. He has magic. I can sense it. Powerful magic.
No fair bringing mages to a guessing game. Will you play by the rules or not? I think it is your turn to ask, is it not? Suddenly it all becomes clear. You here, that talking tree there, it all makes sense now. As a matter of fact, yes. I do have that tree's acorn. I stole it, and it was easy. Silly tree should have locked it up tighter. If you want it, you'll have to trade me for it. And nothing from that silly tree. No leaves or branches or anything. But that's all I have to say about that. An answer for an answer. There you go. May I? Oh yes, I think I might. Now, what shall be the first? Oh yes, what is your name? Aha, so you claim. They sent you, didn't they? But you're too tricky, and you're trying to fool me. Well, I'm on to you, just so you know. But it is your turn to ask now. Ask. Ask away, I dare you. Who am I? Why do you want to know? Did they send you? Did they tell you to ask? Ah! Damnation! Caught by my own rules. Oh, did they tell you to pretend to be an innocent stranger with a head full of fluff and nothing? I'm trickier than I look. I survive still, and the trees, they leave me be. I've won. They will never find me. Never. So you did. But I'm watching you. If they sent you, I'll know. But that's all I have to say about that. An answer for an answer. There you go. May I? Oh, yes, I think I might. Where were you born? So you say. Fiendishly clever of you to maintain this facade for so long, but I will see through it yet. Mark my words. But it is your turn to ask now. Ask. Ask away, I dare you. Let's see. I'll trade you an acorn, a helmet I found, or a book I finished reading years ago, provided you have something interesting in return. Oh, and what do you have to trade for the acorn? Oh, made by the elves, yes? Show me. Ooh, shiny. I could lure a few ravens with that pretty. I'll be feasting for weeks, months even. Give me that. There. Now that's done. What else have you got on your agenda, Oh, I see. You're going to report to them now, are you? Fine. Goodbye.
We traded Atreus' pendant for the acorn. The book you get from Dagon also works. Same with the Dusk Ring. Or you can also try to kill the hermit, but be careful, because he's a blood mage and he summons some rage demons. He also has some of the nastiest spells in the game, like Misdirection Hex, Cone of Cold, and even Blood Wound. So it would be extremely risky for us to fight with this boss. It's better to trade with him and just bring the acorn back to the oak.
My acorn is still gone, so I pray to thee. Hast thou any news for me? My joy soars to new heights indeed. I am reunited with my seed. As I promised, here it be. I hope its magic pleases thee. Keep this branch of mine with thee, and pass throughout the forest free. I wish thee well, my mortal friend. Thou brought my sadness to an end. May the sunlight find you, thy days be long, thy winters kind, and thy roots be strong.
Finally, so we have access to the upper ruins. The only thing that stands between us and our goal is a werewolf fight and some spiders. I can already feel the dragon's treasure in my hands. Once we get through the barrier, Swift Runner will show up again. This time there is no way to avoid the fight, so just focus on Swift Runner. If his health goes down to 0, a cutscene will trigger and the fight ends.
The forest has not been vigilant enough. Still you come. You are stronger than we could have anticipated. The Dalish chose well, but you do not belong here, outsider. Leave this place. You are sent by the treacherous Dalish to kill Witherfang. I will not stand by and allow that to happen. I do not believe you. I will not risk believing you. You are an intruder. intruder in our home. You come to kill, as all your kind do. We have learned this lesson well. Here, Witherfang protects us. Here we learn our names and are beloved. We will defend Witherfang and this place with our lives.
First one to kill it.
Okay, so we are completely loaded again, which means that we don't have space for all that good loot from the dragon treasure, so we just have to quickly trade with the Dalish to lighten the load. If this would be a regular run, I think I would have already purchased a backpack, but since this is the hardcore 100% playthrough, I really don't want to spend 6 to 8 gold for a backpack. Especially when I'm trying to build up gold to buy the expensive equipment. I can't really throw away money for the sake of convenience, which is exactly what backpacks are. They are just tools of convenience.
It is good to see you again. Have you need of something? I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Okay, let's just get rid of most of our junk.
It is good to see you again. Have you need of something? I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
The spiked collar. This is a pretty good equipment for the dog, and even though I don't really use the dog, I will still equip it on him.
Blood and damnation.
It is good to see you again. Have you need of something? I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Look at that, all that loot, and we really didn't get much gold out of it. Now that's one thing I don't like about the Dragon Age games. Oftentimes the loot is just worthless trash. So I think it's time for us to get some proper treasure. Now that we got all the fightings out of the way, getting to the ruins is basically just a pleasant stroll through the woods.
We are invaded! Intruders have deceived their way into the forest's heart. Fall back to the ruins. Protect the lady!
Okay, let's get inside. There's a hidden door here on the right, and there's another one on the left. If we open it, some undead skeletons will attack us. The room on the left holds a chest which has a love letter.
I shall. Going.
Is this an elven place? Did the elves live underground, just like the dwarves?
Once we progress into the main hall, some werewolves will attack us, but they are pretty easy to defeat. They are definitely not as dangerous as the ones in the lair. Alistair leveled up, so let's just quickly boost his health and pick up Threaten. In the next room we will have a bunch of spiders, but nothing we haven't fought before. They are definitely easy compared to the ones that we faced in the catacombs of Ostagar. But still, I would rather not keep getting webbed, so I will just summon the bear.
As you wish.
Pretty easy. I barely had to do anything.
And I'm off. Going. Right away.
In case you missed the snarling, we are approaching the dragon. I would say she's a bit more dangerous than the one we fought in Orzammar, especially since the area where she spawns is littered with pressure plates. So the best option is to fight her here in this doorway. I'm gonna position my tanks to block her way, that way she cannot get to Morrigan or Leliana, and I will just keep stabbing her in the back. Very nice, so now we just have to quickly disarm the traps and claim the treasure.
Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead. Trap right ahead.
Oh my god, Leliana. The trap was right in front of you. Why did you walk through it? Ah, so she's demonstrating that these type of traps reset, which means that even if you walk through them, you can still disarm them if you are willing to wait a little bit. Clever girl.
Ask away. Right away.
And there is the treasure. Look at that, Falandin's Reach, which is going to be our new bow, and 19 gold and a bunch of jewels. But of course we're loaded again, so let me just try to find some space for the rest of the loot.
I'll do it.
Okay, that's it for that, so let's get back to the camp. Hopefully with all this loot we will have at least 40 gold. That would mean we only need 47 to get the spell ward. I usually consider the Dex rope to be dirt cheap because it doesn't really need any fancy armor. But gathering the gold for the accessories and the dagger is still a pain in the butt. Nope, there's no more loot in that room. And no loot there either. Oh, there's the rubble that I was looking for. Oh, look at that, a small healing potion. This game is just spoiling me. That has to worth at least 2 coppers. Let's speed things up a little bit.
Yes.
Glad you agree. Okay, we're back at the camp, so time to unload.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
You can hear the mouse double clicking. Well, at least it adds to the difficulty.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
So let's switch whatever shitty bow I have equipped to Valandin's reach.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, I give up. I will buy a backpack. My next target is gonna be the Carta, so I'm thinking it's gonna be extremely inconvenient to keep going back and unload. So hopefully improving the backpack will ease our burden. So as I said, the next target is going to be Jarvia. She's extremely dangerous and I'm quite worried, but I already made up my mind, so hopefully we can take her down. I put all my faith into my Wolf's Overwhelm. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna create a hard save here, and I hope we see each other again when we decimate the Carta.